Welcome back to my channel. In this video, which is video number 4, we're gonna start dealing with the custom control, include bypassing and whatnot. So let's start. We're gonna go into custom control. We're gonna go into program number 3. We're gonna double click on it. We're gonna change it from Simplex custom program. We're gonna change it into bypasses. There you go. Bypasses. There you go. Yeah. Click apply. OK. We're gonna create additional equation, so we're just going to click add equation. The first one going to be signal bypass. There you go. Now in order for us to actually create any bypass, we're going to need to create digital pseudos first. So for that, what we're going to, there are 3 ways of getting there. Number 1, we could choose whether we could choose by, we're going to click on input, click add, next. Instead of detect, we're gonna choose on. Next, we're gonna press the tag list over here. Okay, we're gonna use the filter option. Choose user digital pseudo right over here. 512 would be, as first one is default, by default. We're gonna double click on it, change the utility into a trouble, and we're gonna click signal bypass. Yeah. Signal bypass. Here you go. So this is option number 1. I'm gonna check mark by clicking the spacebar. Okay. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna do the following. We're gonna click for the output. We're gonna click output. We're gonna click add. We're gonna hold point, instead of on, we're gonna change it into off. Make sure you're not choosing disable over here. We're gonna change the priority from 99 into a 29. We're gonna click next. We're gonna have 2 tags to deal with at the moment. So number 1, we're gonna click point list, and what we're gonna have to tag is gonna be list number 90, which is gonna be our speakers. And we have additional list, which is a custom made we just created, and it's gonna be over here, signal bypass. There you go. Oh, okay. You want to create a list? The answer is going to be no. We're going to click finish. Okay, perfect. So this is option number 1. Okay, by clicking add. Next option going to be going to we're going to create additional one. We're going to create additional equation. Next one is going to be elevator bypass. Over here we're gonna use the second method. So we're gonna click on hardware. We're gonna click unit 0. We're gonna choose under user digital, which is gonna be over here, digital pseudo. Gonna click point. We're gonna change 513 into trouble once again, and we're gonna click elevator bypass. Perfect. Once it's done, this is option number 2. Option number 3 would be going into point tab over here. We're gonna go all the way to our pseudo. We're gonna change it from trouble into, from a utility into a trouble. We're gonna call it a fan bypass. And the next one is gonna be meglock bypass. I'm gonna change it from a utility into a trouble, and we're gonna call it meglock trouble. There you go. Now we're gonna go back to custom control. We have elevator bypass. We can do stat. It's whether we can type physically type it. So we're gonna type just status status on P513. By default, it's gonna bring the elevator bypass. Or we could do, we're gonna call it, gonna create it. Gonna go into output. We're gonna add hold point. Instead of on, we're gonna change it into off. 29 is okay. We're gonna tag. Gonna change it into point list. Gonna go all the way down to elevator bypass. Spacebar under elevator bypass list. That's it. So we did signal so far. We did elevator so far. Next is gonna be our fan bypass. We can go input, click, that's any other method by the way, add point status, change it into on, tag list. We're gonna filter everything into a user digital pseudo over here. We're gonna choose fan bypass, and we're gonna add hold point off 29 tag filter, and then we're gonna use the point list over here, and we're gonna choose fan bypass, which is right over here. Spacebar. Okay, finish. Okay, next one is gonna be meglock bypass. We're gonna click add hold point. Instead of the tag, we're gonna choose on, and we're gonna filter everything into a user digital pseudo. We're gonna choose meglock bypass, click finish. On the output, we're gonna click add hold point off 29. Then we're gonna tag again, filter, point list. We're gonna go all the way down to meglock release, spacebar, apply. Okay, those are where bypass. Those are gonna be all of our bypasses. Before we forget what we're gonna be doing next is gonna be the following. We're gonna go into a list. We're gonna go to list number 80. We're gonna right click, properties, change it from autogen into no. Okay, we're gonna right click again, we're gonna choose tag list, and we're gonna untag everything. This is gonna prevent from us a lot of headaches later on with all the audio equation, because everything either way goes into list 90 by default. Next, we're gonna go into hardware tab. We're gonna go into CPU. We're gonna go into display. We're gonna highlight the first four. We're gonna click F4. We're gonna provide preference address as, we're gonna choose filter. We're gonna use digital pseudo over here, user digital pseudo. We're gonna provide signal bypass as first. We're gonna click OK. We're gonna click TOF, which is toggle on off, and we're gonna click OK. Everything by default lined up. What left us to do is the last piece is gonna be the TOF once again, and that's gonna be the city bypass, which is P34. There you go. Same apply to the other side. We're gonna highlight the first. We're gonna highlight the first four. We're gonna click F4. We're gonna hit signal bypass first. We're gonna make sure it change the SMPL into on. I click OK. and the last one is gonna be on P34. So essentially, if this pseudo is on, this LED will turn on. Okay, please make sure they're aligned perfectly. If they won't be aligned, you're gonna have one bypass on a different LED, which is wrong. What we're gonna do next is gonna click apply, click OK. If the task was completed, the answer is gonna be yes. Now we're gonna go into custom control over here, and we're gonna create relay activation. So we're gonna double click on equation number 4 and we're gonna rename it to relay activation. We're gonna right click, add an equation. The first one is gonna be our elevator recall. That's how we're gonna name it as well. Next one is gonna be our elevator alternate recall. Next one is gonna be our air handling unit 1 shut down. Next one is gonna be air handling unit 2 shut down. Shut down. There you go. And since the maglocks are operating by default file operation, we won't even touch them. All we're gonna create, the last equation is gonna no, okay, so we're just gonna continue. Elevator recall. What we're gonna do, we're gonna click input, we're gonna click add, start point, next. I'm gonna leave it as detect. We're gonna choose tag list, and we're gonna sort everything, actually filter by mapnet. Then we're gonna call it, we're gonna click search. We're gonna go by change it to custom label. We're gonna call it elevator. There you go. Elevator is the first one. I'm gonna click again. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna click again. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna click again. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna click again. We're gonna click again for 3, 2, main we're gonna skip, then we're gonna go into P1, then we're gonna go into search next P2. That was it. Perfect. Perfect. We're gonna create a new list. It's gonna call elevator recall. There you go. I'm gonna click finish, and we're just gonna confirm all the actual smoke. So we're gonna go into list. We're gonna go into the last one, which is gonna be 288. Make sure everything is aligned. Yeah, perfect. Okay, once it's done, we're gonna, upon detection of any alarm on this particular list, we're gonna go into output. We're gonna click hold point on. I'm gonna leave it as 99. It's not allowed to be as 29. And we're gonna tag. We're gonna use the filter option, choose mapnet. Okay, I'm gonna sort all the relays once again. I'm gonna search for them. This is the main alternate recall. Perfect. Done. Finish. We're done with this guy over here. Next, alternate recall. Alternate recall is going to be activated by two devices. The first one is going to be main floor. So if we're going to go into main floor, now let's sort everything again. filter, mapnet. Then we're gonna search, we're gonna go down to main floor, elevator, lobby. Perfect. And elevator Pete. Where is elevator Pete? Here you go. Those two. Upon activation of those two, I don't want to create a list. So I click no, click finish. So main floor elevator, lobby, and elevator Pete. What's gonna happen? We're gonna go into output, we're gonna click add, hold point on, yeah, it's gonna be 99, and it's gonna tag, we're gonna choose filter, mapnet, we're gonna sort everything, here you go, relay, and we're gonna choose alternate, elevator alternate recall, here you go, perfect. Next is gonna be air handling unit 1 shutdown. We're gonna click input, ducts, hold on, detect, tag, we're gonna tag the actual, we're gonna choose filter, mapnet, and we're gonna choose duct smoke air handling unit number 1. Finish. I'm gonna go into output, I'm gonna click hold point on, 99, tag list, filter, mapnet, sort, and we're gonna go into relay, which is gonna be air handling unit 1 shutdown. So upon activation of a duct smoke of air handling unit number 1, we want air handling unit 1 to shut down. Same apply to air handling unit 2. Detect, tag list. I'm gonna choose second duct over here. Finish. I'm gonna go into output, add, hold point on, 99, tag. I'm gonna filter, mapnet. We're gonna sort everything, and we're gonna choose look for air handling unit. Oh, it's supposed to be number 2, not number 1. Sorry, guys. There you go. There you go. Now, to shut it down, basically there are two ways of doing it. First one is creating an equation. So we're gonna call it reset. It's up to you which one you can use. We can do add, hold point, status on, off, tag list. I'm gonna choose filter. I'm gonna choose system analog pseudo. We're gonna go into 821, which is the system reset pulse timer. Click OK, and then we can hold off all those relays. So we're gonna hold off. We're gonna call it 69 because it's supposed to be lower priority. We're gonna tag list. We're gonna sort everything by mapnet, and we're gonna go down to the relays. Gonna highlight all those relays. You can do it with or without a list. Okay, all those relays are off at 69. Okay, this is option number 1. Option number 2 would go to lists over here, and then we're gonna go to list 73. Okay, and we're gonna click on. We're gonna right click. We're gonna right click. We're gonna choose tag list. We're gonna filter. We're gonna choose mapnet. We're gonna sort points once again. We're gonna search our relays. just a reminder, the our relay is by default gonna reset itself. Click OK, and the game is over. All the relays are over there. Okay, both ways are correct. There's no wrong way. It just look nicer because you save basically one equation. The file does it anyways by default, so might as well just use it. So I like the other option, so therefore I'm gonna erase this particular equation. Okay, now we're done with activation. Now we're gonna start with audio activation. There you go. Okay, so we're gonna add an equation, and we're gonna call it a VTG activation. Now in audio, basically the VTG is the main component for the actual activation of the actual speakers. VTG stands for voice tone generator, and let's activate it. Let's click OK. We're gonna click input, we're gonna click add, we're gonna click next. We're gonna change it into on. We're gonna go next, we're gonna tag list, we're gonna go into filter, we're gonna choose digital system pseudos, we're gonna choose P3, which is the file arm detect. We're gonna click finish. Now we're gonna go to the output. The output gonna be as the following. We're gonna choose uplay. It's gonna play a message. I don't want it to play a message. I just want it to go into channel number 1. And message gonna be number 11. No attribute. We're gonna click next all the way to the end. And we want it to be on 99. There you go. Click finish. So that's number 1. When channel number 11 is going to be our fire alarm general evacuation tone. Next, I would like to add additional thing over here. So what we're going to do, we're going to do hold on, point on, 99 is okay. We're going to tag list, and those we're going to change it. We're going to choose the filter, point list, and we're going to pick up the strobes. There you go. Okay, perfect. So that's the VTG, and I would like to create additional thing. I'm gonna click add, I'm gonna click use speaker, we're gonna change it into on, priority 99, and we're gonna change point into at least 90, which is our speakers. I'm gonna click finish. That's it. So Uplay, what's happening upon Uplay? Upon Uplay, we're having channel number 1 is going to the evacuation, which is the number 11. The speakers, all the speakers are functioning, and the strobes are actually functioning. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is the following. We're going to click additional equation. There's going to be our silence. Okay. So we're going to click add. We're going to click point status. I'm going to change from detect into on. We're going to choose P6, which is going to be our system silence, alarm silence. Here you go. What we're going to be doing over here is the following. We're going to be doing two things. Number 1, I'm going to click add. I'm going to do use speaker. I'm going to change from on into off. Actually, we're going to click use silence. We're going to do use silence first. I'm going to change use silence. Okay, channel 1, 99, done. Next, we're gonna click additional add. We're gonna do use speaker. We're gonna choose off. Actually, channel use speaker. Use speaker. We're gonna change it into off. We're gonna click next. We're gonna hold it at 6.9 over here. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna click local. I'm gonna click list 90. I'm gonna click finish. Perfect. Okay, so this is the activation upon P3. This is the silence. Perfect. Now we're gonna create a reset. So we're gonna click status on A21, which is gonna be our system analog. We can basically copy this. Actually, we're gonna copy just this one and apply it over here. There's a major differences between a use speaker. Speakers, we cannot do a hold off. Hold off is applied only to horns, strobes, and horn strobes. So over here, we're gonna leave use speaker off. And activation, we're gonna take the signal, which is gonna be our strobes. We're gonna copy, put it into reset. I'm gonna choose hold off. I'm gonna choose 6.9. Okay. Now we're gonna start with the auto silence. 1 minute. Sorry, I'm gonna call it 1 minute auto silence. I'm gonna create a digital equation for 10-minute auto restart. Okay. Then we're gonna do 7th floor alarm. 6th floor alarm. 5th floor alarm. 4th floor alarm. 3rd floor alarm. 2nd floor alarm. And main floor alarm. There you go. So in order for us to activate the 1 minute auto silence and 1 minute restart, we're gonna have to create some additional custom made pseudos. Therefore, we're gonna go into panel over here, actually hardware. I'm gonna expand unit 0. We're gonna go into P512, which is our digital pseudo. We're gonna go into I like P520. You can choose whatever you want. I'm gonna leave it as utility. I'm gonna change the label into 1 minute auto silence, and 521 is gonna be 10-minute auto silence. Okay, that's it. Both of them are utilities. I'm gonna click apply. We're gonna click OK. Then we're gonna go into the analog pseudos. We're gonna click point editing. We're gonna go into A256. We're gonna change from analog into a timer. We're gonna call it 1 minute auto silence. Next, 257. We're gonna change the analog into a timer. We're gonna call it 10-minute auto restart. Here you go. click apply, I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna go back to custom control. Now we're gonna go into audio. We're gonna start with 1 minute auto silence. So upon VTG, I'm gonna add additional pseudo over here. We're gonna change hold on, point on. We're gonna click 99. We're gonna change the pseudo filter and user digital pseudo, and we're gonna place the 1 minute auto silence over here. Perfect. So upon detection of fire alarm, I want that pseudo to be activated together with the speakers and the strobes. Perfect. Next, we're gonna go into the 1 minute auto silence. Actually, 1 minute auto silence. So what we're gonna do, upon status zone off, we choose filter digital pseudo P520. Okay, I'm gonna space one down. We're gonna add a timer over here. It's gonna go under delay output action. I'm gonna click next. We're gonna choose constant. We're gonna click next. We're gonna go seconds. We're gonna change it into 60 seconds. We're gonna tag list. We're gonna untag A258, and we're gonna search our custom made pseudo, which is gonna be over here. Perfect. I'm gonna click OK. Finish. Okay. What's gonna, so it's mean upon activation of that pseudo, we're gonna have a delay of 60 seconds, and the output is gonna be hold point. Actually, not hold point. We're gonna do use speaker. Use speaker. Okay. Instead of channel 1, we're gonna go into off. I'm gonna click next. I'm gonna click 89 because it's higher priority. We're gonna choose a point. We're gonna choose tag. We're gonna use the filter option, go into point list, and we'll go into the in-suite speakers right over here. So upon activation of fire alarm, 1 minute passed by, all the in-suite speakers go off with exception to the actual floor that is in alarm. That's exactly what's happening. Okay. Next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna do one more thing over here. We're gonna do hold point on 99 of tag list. We're gonna change filter. We're gonna choose filter point list. Actually, digital pseudo. We're gonna choose the 10-minute hold on. Perfect. And at the same time, we're gonna do additional equation. It's going to hold point off for 99 for a 1 minute inhibit. There you go. So essentially, the speakers are all in suite are off, the 1 minute inhibit pseudo is off, and the auto silence pseudo is on. Let's go to the 10-minute restart. So we're gonna go into input. We're gonna go into a point status. We're gonna choose on. We're gonna choose P521. Perfect. We're gonna add. We're gonna change here to delay cycle. There you go. I'm gonna choose a constant. We're gonna choose seconds. We're gonna do 600, which is 10 minutes. I'm gonna click next. We're gonna choose the tag list. we're gonna uncheck 258 and we're gonna check 250. Oh, we didn't change it to timer. Sorry about that. There you go. We're gonna call the 10-minute auto start and we're gonna click OK. Finish. Perfect. There you go. Perfect. What's gonna happen after 10 minutes basically is the following. We can actually copy from here into the output over here. The only difference is going to be the following. Instead of use speaker off, it's going to be use speaker on. This is off at the moment, and we're gonna hold off P521. There you go. Perfect. Now we're gonna go into the 7th floor. We're gonna click add. We're gonna click the point status. We're gonna change it into detect. We're gonna choose tag list. Now we're gonna go into filter point list. We're gonna go to the 7th floor devices. Perfect. Upon activation of 7th floor devices, the output gonna be basically use speaker on. It's gonna be priority 77. We're gonna choose point. We're gonna tag list. We're gonna choose filter point list. Go to the 7th floor speakers, tag it. Okay, so basically 7th floor is done. What we're gonna do the following. We're gonna be copy. We're gonna go to the 6, paste. We're gonna change from 267 to 268, from 278 to 279. Both of them are gonna be 6th floor now. Copy once again to the 5th floor. 269 into 280. That's gonna be our 5th floor. Then we're gonna go to the 4th floor. 270 to 281. That's gonna be our 4th floor. Now we're gonna go into the 3rd floor. 271 to 82. This is gonna be our 3rd floor. We're gonna go to 2nd floor, paste. We're gonna do 272. No, 272 into 283. That's gonna be our 2nd floor. And main floor, we're just gonna copy again. Gonna go into main floor. I'm gonna click paste. 273 into 284. That's gonna be our main floor. Okay, everything looks good. On 10's, okay, you know what? On 10-minute auto restart, I'm gonna add additional equation over here. I'm gonna add a on status P521. I'm gonna add point status on off. We're gonna go into digital sudo and we're gonna actually system digital sudo. We're gonna choose unacknowledged existing file arm. There you go. So there you go. And not. There you go. So upon status on P521 and add status on P511, which we don't acknowledge the panel, throw in a 10 minutes delay and throw in the speakers into two. Yeah, perfect. All looks good. Let's click file, save, click OK, and we'll see you guys on next video.